Hello and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Prashant Pavani. I hope you are doing good, my dear friends. Yesterday we were talking about Singapore, remember? And we located Singapore, and we also learned this thing that Singapore is a very small, you can say, tiny nation. But then as well, Singapore is able to attract millions and millions of tourists. And we don't get that many tourists in our country. And you know that our country is a big country. We have this ancient history as well, civilization, and we have this diversity in geography, in people, in culture, and everything. But then as well, why we are not able to achieve this sort of tourism? Somewhere down the line, I think that we are not aware about our own potential. And in today's special topic, we are going to talk about Bihar. And based on this example, we'll try to understand the potential of our country. So let's crack on, let's move on. And before moving ahead, let me tell you that our pen drive and tablet courses are available for various different exams. To find out more about it, do check out studyiq.com. You can download the PDF of today's lecture from my FB page and Twitter handle. Now, Bihar word, it comes from Sanskrit or Pali, right? And the word means Vihar. Vihar stands for abode. So abode or Vihara is a place where you can stay. If you're traveling by, then you can stay over there. I'm giving you a rough meaning, right? I'm not giving you a sort of, you can say, a dictionary meaning here, just to make things easier for you. I'm saying that Adobe is a place where you can, if you're passing by, or if it's a place where you wish to go and where you are cordially welcome as well. So this is what Bihar stands for, and the reason why it has got its name from Bihar is because it used to be a confetti or a hub of Buddhist viharas. Gautama Buddha first attracted a large following of believers and monks in Bihar, and at that point of time, people used to make fun of these monks or these believers or disciples. They used to call them Bihari Buddhus, right? And something similar we find with Christ followers as well. At that point of time, people used to make fun of them. And in today's era, we find there are few people out there, right? Ignorant people. They do make, they have these stereotypes and prejudices in their mind, and they make fun of people from various different regions. But let us all understand this thing. And this is very important for your exam as well, right? You have to have this spirit of one India in you. If you don't have it, then you have to find it. It is somewhere there in you, right? It's not something that you can fake it, right? You can fake it for time being, but it will come out and it will appear on your face, on your gestures, on everything that you do. So it's very important to understand that we all are, at the end of the day, right, we have one identity that is connecting all of us, and that is we are Indians, isn't it? I hope I'm clear on this thing. Now, the reason why we are discussing Bihar is because just the example of Bihar is sufficient enough to realize us. It will make us realize that the potential that we have, and we are not optimally utilizing our potential. If we go through our glorious heritage, then we find that we cannot divide, or we cannot take out these stories that are associated with Bihar. The history of Bihar is integral part of our country. Bihar is embedded in India's DNA. This is a very proper statement to explain Bihar, or as a matter of fact, any other state. But Bihar is special because, last October, a museum was launched or opened in Bihar. And if you visit this museum, you find so many things. And this makes us realize the potential of Bihar in our country, like references of Magadha, Mithila, Vaishali, right? We find all these places and their names in ancient texts and epics, and they belong to this region of Bihar. Magadha kingdom was so powerful, and people used to, kings from other places, from foreign land, they used to be a bit, they have this, sense of fear in their mind when it comes to Magadha. They were a bit skeptical when this idea was given to them to attack Magadha or this part of subcontinent. They were very much afraid of this Magadha. So it was a very renowned center of power. Politically, military wise, it was very powerful. At the same time, it was a powerful center of learning and culture as well, particularly under Maurya and Gupta empires. If you go through your history, right, ancient history or history as a subject is a pillar subject. You cannot ignore history if you are preparing for competitive exam. And I'm sure if you have gone through history, if you have started from ancient history, then you will very soon reach to Maurya dynasty and this, Gupta dynasty. And Maurya, when we are talking about Mauryas, we are talking about Ashoka the Great, right? When we talk about Gupta empires, then we are talking about that era in which we find in our country science, mathematics, astronomy and philosophy, all these various different subjects and branches were flourishing at that point of time. Ashoka's period is known as golden age of India, remember? So these are the places. So right, you find all these people and all this Magadha and other places, they fall in this history as well as part of Bihar region. Apart from that, when we talk about learning culture or learning place, we have Nalanda, we have Odantapura, Vikramshila, all these big giant universities, right, were established in 5th and 8th, between 5th and 8th century. Sher Shah Suri, right, he was a very dynamic king. He ruled for a short period of time. He was victorious when he fought with Humayun, a father of Akbar. And he ruled Delhi dynasty for a short period of time. And this Sher Shah Suri, he is considered as pioneer of secularism and good governance. And most of the items that were in practice under his rule were carried forward by Akbar the Great. In fact, Todarmal, he was a revenue minister of Akbar, very famous person, right? He is the first one to, come out with this proper charts and proper division of taxes, right? He was working for, or he was a revenue minister of Sher Shah Suri, and then again he was, he carried forward, or the new king Akbar decided to retain him. So again, this credit goes to a person who is from Bihar. Sher Shah Suri was from that region. Patliputra, today's Patna, was a major global capital at that point of time, right? During this Magadha empires. The world's first known republic, Vaishali, that was there in 6th centuries, again falling in this region, right? Bihar's key role in freedom struggle as well, we cannot ignore. So far we have seen ancient India. We find Bihar everywhere. We have talked about a portion of medieval India as well, right? Then as well we find that Bihar has played a very important role. When we talk about our freedom struggle, Champaran, the first successful major victory of Gandhiji, Champaran again in parts of Bihar. Our first president was from Bihar, Jayaprakash Narayan, who carried on the freedom spirit in his opposition to Indira Gandhi's emergency, was from Bihar. Bihar, in terms of its size, right, it is a third biggest state with a population of 100 million. So in terms of politics, current politics, Bihar plays a very important role, particularly contemporary politics and development. Without development of Bihar, we cannot develop our country. This is something that we all have to understand. So we are talking about the third biggest state, as well as we are talking about 100 million people, right? So if you can change the lives of 100 million people, then that's a positive lighthouse, right, for so many other states. And Bihar can truly, we have gone through the potential of Bihar. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that if we can, if we are bit aware about, if we educate ourselves about various different states of our country, and if we have this sort of gems and jewels like Bihar, and it's not just over here, right? If we move ahead, we find that we have Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and even Sikhs, right? They're important, significant places or religious places are located in Bihar. Buddhism has a worldwide follower of some 500 million. Imagine number of religious tourism that we can get from different parts of country and different parts of the world, in terms of Buddhism, in terms of Sikhism, in terms of Jainism, in terms of Hinduism, right? Bodh Gaya or Mahabodhi temple, that is UNESCO World Heritage Site, located in Bihar. For Jains as well, Bihar is a very important place because it was Bhagalpur where Vasupujya, right, who was the 12th Tirthankar of Jains. He was born in Bhagalpur. It was Vaishali, this place. We find Vardhaman Mahavira. He was born here. He is the last and the 24th Tirthankar of Jains. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th and last Sikh Guru, was born in Patna. That's the reason why he is known as Patna Sahib in 1666. And Guru Nanak and Guru Tej Bahadur Ji as well visited this place here. So when we talk about Hinduism, then you have this Sita Kund. It is believed that Sita was found in an earthen pot by Raja Janak while he was plugging his field. So I can go on and on. There are so many things, right? So basically, in a nutshell, right, if we identify all these things, if we can, you can understand the potential of tourism that we can get here, because tourism is a thing. Yesterday we were talking about Singapore, right? So that's the reason I thought I should add this topic here, because if tourism has this potential to create formal jobs, tourism has this potential to create many jobs compared to manufacturing or compared to agriculture. In service sector, if we talk about tourism, then it has huge potential. And India is a country, as you know, just to take example of Bihar, right? We can attract people from various different parts of the world, right? But for that, we have to work on this physical, social, and bureaucratic infrastructure deficits that we have. We need to sort it out. As far as proper physical is concerned, we need proper toilets, proper rail connectivity, and transportation corridors and things like that. When it comes to social behavior, we need to get rid of this colonial era hangover sort of police and bureaucrats. We need more sensitive, more people friendly. We need managers and not administrators in our country. And if we can implement proper Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in this region, if we can present a clean, healthy, you can say safe Bihar, then we can attract. We can change the destiny of Bihar, and we can you can certainly change the destiny of India as well. So I hope things are clear to you. Now moving on to another item, dear friends, India's neighborhood. If we talk about neighborhood first, is our foreign policy, and Bhutan has just finished its election. So you have this DNT, stands for Druk Nyamrup Sogpa. Is a candidate, and he won this election. Out of 47 total seats, he has got 30 seats, and Druk Sunam Zogpa DPT has just got 17 seats. Bhutan is a very unique culture, very friendly people, environmentally very conscious people, as well as they pay they pay more emphasis, or they pay more attention on individual or family health, as well as happiness. Happiness is something that is cherished over there. It's the first country to come out with happiness index. It's the first country that we find this case where the king himself is coming out, the monarchy is coming out and telling the people that now it's the right time to go ahead with democracy rather than staying in monarchy. So it's a unique culture, certainly. And for India, it is very important that we have peaceful election in Bhutan. There was no sort of any reports of violence, but Bangladesh is going for election in near future. After 2 or 3 days, Afghanistan is going for election. Just Pakistan recently concluded its election. A short while ago, Nepal finished its election and things like that. So stability in South Asia is important for India. So this is the reason why this sort of news are important for you guys. As far as our second country is concerned, second neighborhood country is concerned, then Afghanistan is not in a very, you can say, best position, right? Because there was a terror attack that took place in Kandahar, and Mr. Modi has expressed his solidarity, as well as he has expressed grief for the loss of life, and he has also condemned this terror attack. A security chief, a journalist, these are the people who were killed, and 3 Americans were injured as well. Officials said that top US commander General Scott Miller was also present, but he was not hurt. And elections are just 2 days away. In this parliamentary elections are just 2 days to go, and we find this sort of cases from this sort of incidents or issues taking place in Afghanistan. Menka Gandhi ji, she is Minister of Women and Child Development. She has requested the presidents and in charge of all national and state political parties to constitute the Internal Complaints Committee as per the Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act 2013. And now I have one report from Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse is a very famous rating agency, and it's one of the biggest, if I'm not wrong, in the world. And this rating agency's latest report indicates that we have added 7,300 millionaires in our millionaire club. So in total we have some 3,43,000 millionaires, and we are not talking about millionaires in terms of rupees, right? We are talking about in terms of dollars. So they are seriously rich people. Then we have 1,500 people who have they have holding worth or they have wealth more than $100 million. So they are extra rich, I would say. And it is also said that by 2023 this figure will go up to 5,26,000. Nearly it will get double, right? Nearly double. So these are the things, but at the same time we have this you can say disparity as well, right? When it comes to female ratio, right, only 18.6% of all those millionaires we have women. The highest number is in Germany. They have 26 out of total millionaires. 26% are women. And if we talk about household wealth, then we saw a rise of 2.6% year on year, and international, global as well as China's average of household wealth increase is 4.6%. As I told you, disparity is there. We have so many poor people as well in our country. And of course we have to work, right? We have to make sure that we create a sort of economically equal society as well. Yesterday's your research topic was Hagia Sophia. It is in Istanbul. Istanbul is in news because of this Saudi Arabia and the killing of this journalist called Jamal. And so that's the reason why it was in news. Many of you have got it right, so congratulations. And do try to identify this building here, and do go through do give me the name of the country, as well as do give me a little bit of geographical information as well associated with this country. That's everything in today's discussion. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure you do share this lecture with other students, and don't forget to hit the like button. We're eagerly waiting for your answers, right? That's everything. God bless you all. Jai Hind.